I'm gonna start with the story of a little girl, which is me. A girl who was 10 years old and always, dreamt to travel around the world. It was always my dream to travel and to just go discover new cultures, new cities, new people, and just, get to know people from other places. And, I think the word that defines me the most is wanderlust.
Hello everybody, welcome to beautiful Belgrade with my beautiful friends. What are we doing now? Welcome to Ninja Inspiration. No problem.
So right about now you're gonna see videos popping so you can actually watch my other videos. So I hope you click on those videos and get more motivation, get more opportunities, get more inspired, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Thank you.
Baila morena. Under the moonlight.
I'm in the moonlight.
Hello everybody, welcome to Ninja Inspiration. So today it's a beautiful day also, and I'm really excited because I'm gonna answer a question everybody's been asking me for the longest time ever. People want to know, how do I get to travel this much and why do I travel so much? So I'm gonna explain a little bit about myself so you can get to know me better. So let's get started. When I was a child, I always dreamed to travel, but of course with my family we never went on holidays during the summer, and I was like, God, please, when I grow up I really want to travel. I really want to travel the world and see places I've never been to. And dreams come true. It does happen. So how did I get this? How am I in the place that I get to travel basically every month and doing this without paying so much money, or doing it in a way that I don't have to struggle a lot? So basically what I do is I find fully funded opportunities. I'm always telling you guys about this, and that's why I created my YouTube channel, basically to tell you guys about the opportunities that are out there that you can use to travel. Basically fully funded opportunities that allow you to participate maybe in a conference, in a seminar, in a webinar, any type of gathering. And the fact that you can travel to a country, so the organization or the organizers that are planning the event you're going to attend will basically pay for your trip. So they pay for your fully funded tickets to go to the place the conference is going to be. So that's how I find my travel. I apply to competitions or conferences. I get chosen, of course, based on my good ideas or based on the new initiative that I have or the things that I say basically in my writings, in my essays. And I can show you guys an example. I went to New York in 2014, and basically this is how everything started. I participated in a youth forum called Many Languages, One World for a week, let's say 6 days. And I was chosen to go to New York alongside with 60 other winners. And we got to New York, everything was paid, by the organizers of these events. And that's, how I got to travel. And since this day I thought, if this kind of opportunities exist in the world, why shouldn't I apply to more like this? Why shouldn't I get the chance to travel around the world, without having to pay anything? So I started Google is my best friend. I started Googling a lot of information saying, okay, fully funded opportunities traveling around the world, and I basically found more and more. And the more I found, the more I applied for. And of course I don't always get chosen in every opportunity I apply for, but in most of the cases I do get chosen because I bring new ideas to the table, or I talk about different experiences. I talk about languages, I talk about multilingualism, I talk about global citizenship, or I talk about even the economy, society. It depends on the conference and depends on the theme of the conference or the theme of the events and what they want you to write about. So you bring your ideas to the table, you write about all these things, and basically you get chosen to travel to anywhere in the world. So this is basically how I travel. Another way I travel also is basically by finding really, really, really good and very cheap flights. For example, I'm a lover of Ryanair. I love Ryanair. It's amazing. It's a low-cost flight, but it's amazing. It's very cheap for students to afford. So for example, when I was living in Barcelona, because now I'm obviously not in Barcelona anymore, I used to look for tickets, look at the dates. They were really cheap ticket. And I can tell you guys, for example, there was a time I got a flight from Barcelona to Morocco. That was actually in 2015 when I did a volunteer in Morocco. I got my flight for 20 euros, so 10 euros one way,
10 euros the other way, 20 euros. I mean, can you imagine travel for 20 euros, good and really cheap flights? Another way I also travel is by seeing good combinations. So instead of just going to a country or to a city, I see a city I want to go to, and then I think, okay, is there any other way I can get to another city? So by seeing another city, I'm like, okay, I can go there and go there. For example, it takes time. It takes, you know, planning, time, and a lot of like motivation and innovation. But for example, I planned a trip to Innsbruck. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Austria. Austria is kind of hard to get to Innsbruck because you've got the Alps. Everything is like, you know, the mountain is really hard to get from one side to another. So I was living in Graz doing my Erasmus there, and I wanted to go to Innsbruck. So I thought, okay, I wanted to go to Munich also in the south of Germany, which is really close to Innsbruck, like 2 hours by bus. And I also thought, okay, Salzburg. So what I did was like go to Salzburg, spend some hours there, take another bus, go to Munich, stay there. By what? By doing couch surfing. That's another way I get to travel. So guys, you know, I don't know what you know about couch surfing, but if you haven't tried couch surfing, you better start doing it. This is like amazing. I'm telling you, this experience is amazing. I have done couch surfing now for maybe 5 or 6 times, and I can't complain about the experience. The people you meet in couch surfing are amazing. The friends, you know, the friendship you gain afterwards is they want to be your friend. They want to learn more about you, your culture, learn to understand who you are and your personality, or even get to understand your country. And you get to explain your story, your travel stories, and they explain more about themselves to you. You learn from people, you learn about the culture, and you see the city you visit like from a local side. So guys, I'm telling you, it's not impossible to travel. I want you guys to get this motivation and this desire and this urge to travel, because it's not impossible and it's not expensive. The only thing you need to, you know, get ready is your mindset, it's your inspiration, your motivation, and your backpack, and just, you know, go and travel. Or even Airbnb, which is, you know, you pay a little bit money for accommodation. And you know, I've always been that type of person who has always loved, you know, the fact to just get to know better about people, get to understand who they are, and you know, why they are the way they are, or why they dress the way they dress, or why do they speak the way they speak. So for example, I'll be in a bus sitting with somebody, you know, beside me, and I'll think, oh my god, this person looks really interesting. What's their story? What's behind this, you know, face we see? What's going through their mind? I know it's maybe weird, but it's something that occurs to me and just go through my mind, and I just think, you know, should I talk to this person? So for example, when I was traveling for Dortmund, which is in the west of Germany, early this January this year, I was in a bus going to Utrecht in Holland. So I was on my way to Amsterdam, and I was sitting beside a guy in the bus, you know, just a random person, and I thought, why not speak to this person? It looked nice. And I found out that this person was actually speaking French. It was a French guy, and I thought this is a perfect opportunity for me to practice my French. And that's what I do all the time, you know. I see people, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna just like come to you and just say, hey, let's talk, be my friend. No, but I'm just gonna see something that attracts me, or something that I find interesting about you, and something I can like base a conversation on. So like, you see people, that's for me open-mindedness. It's the fact that you can be so open, and that you can talk to people without even having to you know, stress yourself. You see the person, you think the person is interesting, and you say, let me give it a try. If the person talks to me, fine. If the person doesn't talk to me, no problem. There's nothing I can do about it, you know. And this way I gain so many friendships. I'm a very open-minded person, very motivated, very, you know, direct, and very, let's say, talkative also. So when I see people, I get to talk to people. Another experience, I was coming from Rome, actually going back to Barcelona after some days in Rome, and unbelievable, I sat beside this lady, and we talked like for the whole 2 hours flight in Rome, in the plane. And that was an amazing experience. You know, people you talk to. For me, I love talking to people when I'm traveling, because that's when I just talk to people I would normally not talk to, because I'm in a different country, in a different environment, or even flying, or even a bus. So I love these things that, you know, people tell me, oh, I don't want to travel alone, I would like to travel with friends. You know what I think? And from my experience, now I was actually calculating, because I didn't really count, and I've seen that I've been to basically 20 countries in the past 2.5 years. And I see that if you wait for somebody to travel, you will never travel. Trust me. If you wait for people who are not like you, or who are not ready, or who don't want to do the same thing that you want to do, you will wait for the rest of your life. You know, there will not be like the perfect timing for you to do it. So for me, when you want to do something, just go ahead, even though you're alone. You know, that's what courage takes. That is courage. When you are able to stand on yourself, when you are able to do things by yourself without needing the approval or waiting, or the participation, or the confirmation from people to actually do what your heart tells you to do. That's what courage is all about, you know. So for me, when you say I feel afraid or I feel lonely, it is true. When I travel, sometimes I feel so lonely, because, you know, going around the streets of a new country or a new city, just like, you know, Okay, what is this? What is this? That's why I use couchsurfing, because like this way I can go with locals and they can show me more and I can talk to a new person, you know. So trust me, if you travel alone, it will show you. There's a quote about this, you know. When you travel, it's a journey to yourself. You go to a new country, you go to a new city, you go to a new place you've never been to, you discover yourself. And you know what I love most? When I go to a new city, I feel so lost. I definitely feel lost, and I'm like, good. Now I can actually discover myself, discover the city. I have an excuse to talk to somebody I've never met before, and you know, practice the language. Maybe I go to, let's say, France, I can practice my French. I go to Italy, I can speak in Italian, or I can, you know, just go to even German and I speak in German. And it's amazing. It's just like you saying, hello, can you please tell me the direction? Just saying that, you know, you get information, not just going on your phone and looking at the apps. I'm like a very old-fashioned in this sense. Like I love to just be lost. Of course, I love to have my Google Maps. I love Google Maps, but sometimes just have this, you know, feeling that you have to talk to somebody and for somebody to help you. And trust me, people are normally very open-minded and ready to help you. So don't be worried about traveling alone. Something I also believe is that if it's not you, who? If it's not now, when? When is the right time for you to do the things you really want to do? And for me, it's also doing, you know, it's about doing the things that you don't feel comfortable doing, or the things you would like not think about doing, but you think about it, but you don't feel like you can do it, and you actually do achieve it. That's, you know, that's challenging yourself to going to a new place and doing new stuff. That's about life. That's what life is all about, and that's, you know, what makes this life so energetic and so inspiring as it can be. You know, right now we are young. This video is for young people. I want every young person in this world to basically do as much as they can. I do know that everybody doesn't have the same circumstances. Definitely, it's not the same for me. I'm so blessed now to be, you know, a Spanish citizen. I can basically travel without visa to many countries, and this is definitely a plus and advantage for me, and I'm so grateful for that. So when I think about people, Europeans or Americans who don't have to, you know, ask for visas, like I don't know, Africans or South Americans or people from different countries where you actually need a visa to go to other countries, and I'm like, what are you waiting for? When is the perfect time for you to do stuff you've always wanted to do? And they tell me money, but I told you in the beginning of this video, money is not the problem. You need to find opportunities, fully funded things, or funded opportunities or conferences, things you can participate in. Like for me, conferences is like my desire. It's something that I love so much, my passion. So through my passion, I get to travel. It's like, what a perfect world, you know? And this is nothing sponsored. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I love talking to people. I love motivating, and this is the reason why I'm making these videos. And I want everybody to get a chance in life, get a chance to do things you've never done before. And sometimes you can be like, I don't have the courage, or I don't have the time. Or some people tell me, I do have the time, and I do have the courage to do it, but I don't have the money. But I'm telling you, money is not an excuse. You can find. And finally, I want to say that to travel is to discover that, you know, the things people say about other countries, or the things people think about other countries when they're not there, are not true. There are stereotypes, we all know about this, but the moment you go to a new country or to a new place, you discover that we are all the same. We all have the same desires to be happy. We all have the same dreams. We might, you know, differ in the ways we kind of achieve our goals, but basically we're all humans, and we all love to know, to do new things and to be better people in life. So basically this video is to inspire you to travel. And I'm also blessed with an amazing mother who loves me so much and does everything for me and to make my dream come true. You know, every time I have to study a new language or do something new, she's always there to encourage me. And this video is to my mom. I love you so much. I thank you, I appreciate you, and I also appreciate my father because he's an amazing father, and I thank them for being so good to me and so being such an amazing family. And I also thank my little sisters, Jemima and Wonderful, who are like my best supports in this world. I love you so much, girls. My plan on this channel is to make more motivation videos, and if you have any other idea about motivations that I can talk about, just tell me, write a comment. So I hope that you like this video, I hope that you share this video, and I hope that you subscribe to my channel. Yeah, do it so you can get more notification about my videos, and I will bring more opportunities about traveling, about conferences, about internships, about scholarships, about any type of things you can, you know, imagine that could be fully funded and you don't have to pay anything for being a student. Thank you so much, guys, and I see you next time on Ninja Inspiration. Baila, baila morena.